all heard of the Ouija board, oftentimes mispronounced. Ouija is as interesting and intriguing as it sounds. This board was designed as a medium to communicate with the dead. Also referred to as talking board or spirit board, the Ouija has the numbers 0 to 9 written on it. It also has the English alphabets written or engraved on the board, the words yes and no at the top and goodbye on the bottom. There is a planchette, a movable pointer or upturned glass, which moves supposedly in answer to questions from people at a seance. The Ouija emerged from a movement called Spiritualism, which developed in the 19th century. This movement was based on the belief that the spirits of the dead could communicate with the living. By 1897, more than 8 million people in the United States and Europe believed that spirits existed, evolved, and were even capable of providing humankind with useful knowledge on moral and ethical issues and the nature of God. Some spiritualists even contact spirit guides who are specific spirits relied upon for spiritual guidance. The Ouija came straight out from this obsession for spiritualism. A savvy businessman named Charles Kennett noticed this occult craze and set out to invent a talking table which would help humans to reach the spirit world. It is said that after developing a prototype, Kenneth asked the spirit what his invention should be called, and the planchette spelled out Ouija. When he asked what the bizarre word meant, it simply replied, "Good luck." The Ouija board was first sold as a toy in the 1890s with no explanation of how it worked, just that it could answer questions about the past, present or future with uncanny accuracy, and that it would provide a link between the known and the unknown, the material and the immaterial. This mystery around the board fueled demand and perhaps created a perception that channeling ghosts might not be an entirely harmless activity. Aided by horror movies and countless urban legends, this sense of fearful apprehension associated with the Ouija board has intensified over the years. Of all the spooky stories, one in particular might give you the chills. William Fulk was an early stakeholder and eventual owner of the company which produced Ouija boards. In 1927, he was up on the roof of his new factory supervising the installation of a flagpole when the railing he was leaning against broke and he plummeted 3 stories to the ground below. While being rushed to the hospital, a fractured rib pierced his heart, killing him instantly. It later emerged that the Ouija board spirits were the ones who instructed him to build the factory. Fast forward, this brings us to the real question that everyone wants to know. How do the Ouija boards work? Well, according to scientists, the Ouija is not powered by spirits or demons. As disappointing as it sounds, truth is they're powered by us, even when we protest that we're not doing it. Any scary first-hand reports you might hear or read of real-life Ouija board horror stories are probably exaggerations, false claims, or simply a misunderstanding of how Ouija boards work. Ouija boards work on a principle known to those studying the mind for more than 160 years, the ideomotor effect. In 1852, a physician and physiologist named William Benjamin Carpenter published a report for the Royal Institution of Great Britain examining these automatic muscular movements that take place without the conscious will of the individual. It is almost similar to crying to a sad or emotional movie scene. Almost immediately, other researchers saw applications of the ideomotor effect in the popular spiritualist pastimes. In 1853, chemist and physicist Michael Faraday, intrigued by table turning, conducted a series of experiments that proved to him that the table's motion was due to ideomotor actions of the participants. The appeal of the ideomotor effect is that you actually may be communicating with something you can't typically access, your own subconscious, and that the experience can feel like communicating with something paranormal or unknown. This real physical effect causes some people to believe that seemingly miraculous or paranormal phenomena are behind certain behaviors and occurrences.